Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I decided to show you my recommendation for analyzing your games. So you played on a tournament and you have your score sheet and the whole game written basically on your score sheet, right? And if you have a chess base, Lichess, or just a chessboard, Um, you just have to play the moves out and then save the game. Just like I did there, I have the whole game here. Um, 58 moves, right? So yeah, that's it. Then you want to uh, analyze first the opening. Well, if the opening went well, then you don't have a lot of work here. That's for example Queen's Gambit declined. Um, A6 variation, that's a pretty solid variation. He decided for kind of a Catalan here, and I play B5. Okay, he took, I took. So I assume he didn't know much about theory in this A6 variation, so he just took. He didn't want to have any complications here. So okay, if the game was going great and then at one moment your position was worse than before, or you think it was, then you have to find that move and then try to explain to yourself why this move was bad and try to find a better move um, in this position. So here I played bishop to f5, which is a pretty poor move actually. I should play bishop b7 in these positions because it's more safe. I will show you what happened after this. Okay, so he chased my bishop and he took it. Now you can see this d5 pawn is pretty weak because on the next move he's going to play e4 and then just try to crush me. Yeah, so he played e4. Um, so this moment I knew that I should have played bishop to b7 and not the bishop to f5. So I gave this bishop f5 move, um, a very bad move mark, right? And I gave the explanation here. Um, so okay, uh, we came to a position like this, and I just I wasn't happy with my position. Look at this diagonal. If he just moves the knight, then my rook is attacked. I had to go to a7 square, and this just wasn't great. So that's why bishop f5 move wasn't great. He has oops he has an isolated pawn here, but it's not that much of a deal because he has an active position and it's not that big of a problem. I mean, I have bigger problems that he has, so yeah, it was okay for him. So I just played bishop to b4 check to develop with check. He moved his king to f1. Now you need to ask yourself if this is a good move. It looks pretty creative, but I don't think it was the best move. He could go knight to c3, return back, and also you can see that he's also attacking. Um, okay, I have to get used to this. um, he's also attacking my rook. I have to move my rook, and then he goes into action, and this is just bad for me. It's just busted here. So okay, if you see a bad move, then without a computer, first you have to look for the better move, or the best. Try to find the best move in the position. That's how you're going to learn the most. That's how I analyze my games, and it works for me. So yes, I had to play rook to a7 here. Looks very silly, but I mean, what else can I do? I can't do much, right? So I just played this. Um, okay, this move, bishop to f3. When I saw it, I was happy because it doesn't look like a good move for me. I don't know. He had to like attack me because it was his chance to attack me now, right? So yeah, I was happy. I returned there with my bishop because I wasn't happy with like him taking on f6, and I had to like take with my g pawn, and I don't know, this bishop here just wasn't very good. Um, so I just moved him back, and now he took my knight, which I don't think it was a very great idea, because he has an isolated pawn, and remember this, when you have shit when you have an isolated pawn, uh, okay, I wanted to make it red, but I don't know how. Okay, let me figure it out. uh, okay, I just made it. Shift and alt. Okay, good to know. When you have an isolated pawn in position, remember this, it's very important not to exchange pieces here for white. This is very important, because if you exchange pieces, this isolated pawn will become a weakness that I can attack, because it can be protected by any of his pawns because it's isolated, right? Um, so when you have an isolated pawn, just remember, don't exchange minor pieces. Minor pieces are knights and bishops, because, and just don't exchange pieces at all, because you want to seek for action, right? Or this pawn will become a weakness. So okay, um, okay, so he took, which I mean, it's not the best, but, and we exchanged everything, and now I was happier than I was before, but I mean, look at his bishop. His bishop here is so active. And look at my knight. Look at my knight. He can't even jump anywhere, and I mean, he's just bad. So I wasn't happy. I wasn't very happy with my position here. But okay, I had to play on, you know. Uh, I can't just resign here. Um, so okay, he played queen to d3. I castled, which is best, I think. And he played king to g2 to activate his h1 rook to bring it into the action. So I just immediately took the opportunity to attack his isolated pawn, his weakness now in the position. It will be hard for him to defend it, so this was a good move, I think. So okay, now he has to defend his pawn. But okay, why didn't he defend his pawn? He saw it coming. I would play rook a to d7. So all you have to always look for, all the variations possible in the position. You have to look at the whole board. I mean, even here, when he's threatening to take my queen on the next move, and like normal move is to take the bishop, which I did, but you also have to look for the moves like this, like uh, knight takes g3, because you're going to lose this knight anyway. If you take the bishop, then he will take your knight, right? So you have to move the look for the moves like this. Okay, so this is what happens here. It's You can see it's not good for black, but you have to look for those moves too, right? So, okay, why is it not good for black? First of all, look at my pieces. My king is not very safe. He has an excellent bishop looking down this diagonal. Just He's a monster. He has a very good rook that can come here to a8 and just cause problems. Um, Even though I'm a pawn up, um, he's so active that this pawn just doesn't mean that much. So okay, that's why. Um, I just took the bishop. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Um, I screw something up. I looked into a different variation, but it's okay. Mm, so this was the variation that we played. Now he didn't defend his pawn on d4. He just went for the action, for the active play, because he knew that I will take his pawn when I will play rook to d7, and there's no defense. So I played this anyway. Now, why did he gave this pawn to me just like this? Um, Again, he knew I will take it and with my rook, and it will be just bad for him, or with my queen. Um, so he just gave it away, which was, of course, I think a good idea, um, because I have to take it with a pawn. I can take it with a rook because he would take my rook with a bishop, um, and I would get an isolated weak pawn. But I took this pawn. Then he tried to attack me, to checkmate me. Um, okay, then I took this pawn. I was fearless, but maybe I should care a bit more about this attack. So now I I just pushed my pawns forward, because I thought it was safe, that my king would be safe here, because I saw some examples like this when the king was safe like this, but in this game my king wasn't very safe, but I managed to survive. So I didn't see this move. Rook to c3, which blocks my queen, uh, which is crucial for my defense of of my king. Mm, Now, if it was his move, then he would probably play just queen to d4, right? Um, yeah, and just win the game, because you can see queen to d4. Okay, let's make a dubious move. Queen to d4. Only move is f6. Queen takes. Only move is this, and then he takes my rook, and it's over. Checkmate. Okay, so um, I played f6. Uh, this is not a very good move because it just weakens my king a lot. Mm, I should play d4 if I remember right. Yes, d4 was okay, but I played this. Okay, whatever. He played rook to c2, which is not good. He just helped my queen to escape. Now, when you see the move rook to c2, you need to think about a better move for him, because you can see it's not very good, just helping my queen escape. Now mm, you have to look for the alternatives, right, for better moves. um, and if you look at this position for a while, then I mean you can see that rook b1 was probably better, just playing actively here, and this is just losing. So yeah, he should have played that. But he played rook to c2. Okay, so now he wanted to. Mm, you can see it. You can see the point. If I played something like this, and this would happen. Check, and this is checkmate, right? Um, so I saw this because I took the time to think about this position, about his plans. You have to take your time if you have a lot of time. Just don't just play moves quickly to end the game like faster. So I played rook to f8 to defend this threat with okay, he didn't play it. If he played a queen to a8 to e8, I would play rook to d8. So okay, he played rook to queen to d4, and there I was like, this move was just shocking for me because I saw this. I saw this bishop coming there and just killing me, and okay, I thought I can move my rook, but then I saw if he plays bishop to g4, my queen is still trapped. I don't have any squares to go to, and it just it wasn't it wasn't a good feeling, you know. So, but then I saw this move, knight to c6, attacking his queen, and now when he plays this, I go there. Now he can't play his bishop there because I would just take it, so he took my knight, and that's the point of this variation. I can play g4 and trap his bishop. Okay, so here I was very happy. Mm, my d pawn is very dangerous. I mean, it wasn't very dangerous here, but he made some mistakes. So okay, I just defended my pawn. He wanted to play rook to f4. I just pushed my pawns, and I tried to play my queen there and to exchange the queens, and then just push this pawn forward and probably win the game. So okay, he moved out of there. I just pushed my pawn. I wanted to promote my pawn so badly. Okay, a few checks, repetition, and then this move. Um, I wasn't afraid of him taking my pawn. This pawn wasn't important because okay, this pawn was important. You can see this pawn on d2 is going to promote, and I'm going to win the game. This was his last chance to go there with his queen to give me a checkmate. So I defended it, and now he exchanged rooks, and he wanted to do a perpetual. So okay, I don't know if I played this right, but you have to think without a computer if you play this right or not, and then when you finish the analysis, then go with a computer. I will show you in just a second. So okay, now we thought this was a repetition, but I mean I couldn't believe it. So I just so here I saw this that I can avoid the repetition with this move before, and now he has no checks. Brilliant, right? He has no checks, and It's just beautiful. And he resigned here because on the next move I'm going to promote my d-pawn and just win the game. So okay, when you did this analysis yourself without a computer, then it's time to turn on the computer. So let's go to the start of the game and turn on the computer. Mm, okay, so you need to go first with the computer um, the whole game through, and then if you see that um, computer evaluation drops or just goes high, then stop at this point and you can see which move was bad because the computer shows you, and then don't look for the computer's best move, but try to figure that out on your own. What should you play in this position to make the game um, end better, right? So okay, here bishop f5 wasn't that good. Here is +1 the evaluation, so this was just a bad move. um, Bishop b7 was better, so then just go through the game with your computer. I mean, this isn't the most important part to do analysis with your computer. um, with your computer you just look where it dropped down, and um, you can see if you evaluated your position right, your first analysis without a computer right. Okay, so yes, the most important is your own analysis and then the computers. You can see here it's winning for me. He doesn't have a perpetual check, which is just great, and I went on to win the game, right? Okay, this was a pretty good game. I enjoyed playing it because it was very like aggressive and crazy. It was very good to play it. Mm, so, okay, the point of this video was I analyzed the game uh, and just tell you how you need to analyze your games when you play them. So I got rid of that problem first. If you had any questions for how to analyze your games. So in the next videos I will be uploading openings, middle games, end games tutorials, and also analyze games like this also more deeply, because this video was more uh, wasn't like an analysis video, but I just wanted to show you how to analyze your games. So if you like my videos, please subscribe, like and share, and I will see you in the next video.